Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. So today I'm going to be doing Aria's 1 and 2 month update. You can probably hear her in the background because she's wide awake and she has definitely found her voice now, but she's just in her bed behind me watching her mobile. So I'm doing a 1 and 2 month update combined because as a first time mum, the first month is pretty hectic, and to be honest, filming this video was the last thing on my to-do list. I mean, I did keep thinking, oh, I should do it, but at the same time, you know, when you have a baby, you just want to make sure you do enjoy your brand new baby, because you're only going to get these moments, you know, once. I mean, obviously if you have more babies, you'll have them again, but never with the same baby, so that's why I'm filming it together now. So I've written some notes on what she's done in the first 2 months, just because I'm doing 2 together, and you know, I wanted to make sure I put the right information in the right update, but also it's such a blur when you have a baby. Like, all the days merge into one. Half the time I forget what the date is, what day it is. I just about remember, oh yeah, she's 7 weeks old today, oh yeah, she's 8 weeks old today, that sort of thing, which I know is really bad, but I'm going to be honest, that is just #mum life. So without further ado, let's get on to her 1 month update. So in her first month, I would say that is where I noticed the biggest changes in her, mainly because, you know, I had this tiny newborn baby that all of a sudden by the end of the first month didn't look so tiny anymore. And to me, you know, I just kept saying, oh my goodness, no, she doesn't look like a newborn anymore, she looks like a proper baby. You know, I was so upset about it. I mean, I wasn't genuinely upset, but, you know, it is true that it does go so fast. So, yeah, she went from looking like a teeny tiny newborn to an actual baby. So, in the first month of her life, what she did was what all newborns do, is eat, sleep, poo, repeat. Basically, I would feed her, she would sleep, she'd wake up and do her nappy, I'd change her nappy, and then I'd feed her again. That was basically the routine she had. She would recognise voices, so when babies are first born, they can't focus properly on people. However, when she was born, the first night we were in the hospital, when I was speaking to her, although she wasn't looking at me, because babies look really cross-eyed because they can't focus, I could tell that she did recognise my voice by her facial expression. She would sort of would stop for a moment and think, oh, I recognise that voice. And obviously she would recognise my voice from, you know, when I was carrying her for those 9 months. She would also recognise Ryan's voice as well, because obviously he used to talk to her a lot when she was just a little bump. She did her first smile at 2 weeks. Now, so many people say, oh no, they don't have their first smile until like between 4 to 6 weeks, it's just wind beforehand. Well, she did her first smile at 2 weeks on the dot, and I'll insert a clip here.
Hello, gorgeous. Was that a smile? Was it?
So as you can see, that was a smile to a reaction. That wasn't, you know, wind or anything like that. It was a genuine smile. Her cord fell off in the first month, so it was actually a week to the date and even the time that her cord fell off. So she was born at 6:15 in the evening, and then a week later we were changing her nappy at about 6:25 in the evening, and when we undid her vest, her cord had fallen off, so that meant we were able to give her her first bath. Some people, you might have been taught that you can still bath your baby while the cord is still attached. Well, my midwives told me that if you bath them while it's still attached, you're sort of cleaning the wound, and as gross as it may sound, you want it to be gross and smelly so that it falls off. So luckily it only took a week for it to fall off. We were obviously, like, you know, washing her with cotton wool and water. We weren't just letting her fester in her own sweat and sick and poo, like, if that happened, type thing. So at 12 days old, she actually lifted her head off the mat when she was doing tummy time. That was another shock for me. Most babies really hate tummy time, but she absolutely loved it. Well, I wouldn't say loved it. She didn't cry or anything like that. Only after a while would she get frustrated because she, like, you know, couldn't lift her head up all the time. So I'll try and insert a clip of her lifting her head up. Oh, that is a good one. In the first 3 days she hated having her nappy changed, to the point where I had to play white noise every time I changed her nappy or even got her dressed and things like that. I don't know what it is, probably because she was used to being all warm and snuggly in the womb, and now she's thinking, why are you taking my clothes off? That type of thing. Once her cord had fallen off, obviously we could give her first bath, and she really enjoyed it. Most babies cry when they have their first bath, but she didn't. I would say she did enjoy it. It wasn't just she tolerated it, she was kicking her legs around, so that was a good thing. She would pretty much try to latch onto anything. She's a breastfed baby, and you know, Ryan would hold her up in front of his face and, you know, rub his nose on hers, and she would actually latch onto his nose and start suckling, trying to get the milk out.
Aria, this is not a nipple. Aria, let go, please.
She's obviously getting something out there.
Ow. This is not a nipple. Oh, thank you for letting go.
Oh my. And he actually couldn't get her off at one point, so that was quite funny. Oi, what's wrong? She didn't like her dummy at all for the first month. I mean, some people, you might be against dummies. I'm not against them if they're used properly. So yeah, she just didn't like her dummy at all. So yeah, that's kind of the general what she did in the first month. Obviously it wasn't loads because, you know, she's such a small baby and most newborns just sleep all the time, so there wasn't really much to report, to be honest. So in month 2, I would say Aria has actually got a lot more things that she's able to do now, because as a newborn, you know, they can't really do a lot because obviously they do sleep quite a bit. So in month 2 she started cooing, which I thought was the sweetest thing ever. It was sort of her way of trying to talk to us. She does it a lot more now, but I'll get onto that in her next update because we're like going into the 3rd month. So in her first month she really didn't like her dummy. Every time I put it in her mouth she spat it out, which is good because I don't want a baby to rely on their dummy too much. I mean, I'm not against dummies, I'm fine with them as long as they're used like correctly in the proper way. But in the 2nd month she did have a few nights where she had colic. Now colic is like trapped wind. It's not just normal wind, you know, where a baby needs a burp. It is where it's trapped and they're screaming and they're crying and nothing you are doing is like helping them. So when she had colic, me and Ryan were literally like a tag team. I was Googling while he was trying to wind her, then I'd take over and he was Googling different things and then he would wind her. And then I saw online that giving them a dummy can help. I'm not sure what it is about the dummy that can help, but you know, I put the dummy in her mouth, she kept spitting it out, but I kept persevering, and in the end we just laid her on her back, gave her dummy, and she settled down like pretty much straight away, which, you know, was good because, you know, when you hear your child crying, it is the most awful thing ever. And with that, I actually have to go pop her dummy in her mouth right now because she's due a nap and she's fighting her tiredness. And I'm back. So, although she did her first smile when she was 2 weeks old, from month 1 to 2, I've definitely noticed that she smiles a lot more. She actually recognises people, so when she sees like my mum or dad or Ryan's mum or dad, she'll give them a smile, and she's just generally a really happy, content baby. She really likes her mobile, so we've attached a mobile to her bed and she is forever cooing and talking to that, which is so sweet to watch. And when we watch her look at her mobile, when it like spins around, you can see her eyes moving where she's following an object. So I mean, we definitely noticed that she follows us around the room, but you'd think she'd follow us because she knows us and, you know, like we're her parents, but she does like follow objects, so if you hold them above her head she will follow them. She giggled in her sleep, which I thought was super duper cute. I still wouldn't class it as having her first laugh because, you know, when babies are asleep they do make lots of different noises and might not have been a giggle, but to me it did sound like a giggle. So she's done that twice. Unfortunately Ryan didn't hear it both times. I tried to video it, but by the time like I'd realised what she was doing, well, I was in shock at first, and by the time I'd got my phone out to film it, she'd stopped doing it. Another thing that she likes to do is when we sit down, we lay on our back and we have her propped up on our legs, and if we hold her hand, she likes to pull herself up. Now I'll try and insert a clip of her doing that here, but I'm not sure if I've got a good enough quality one, but I'll see what I can do. So for the first 2 months of her life, I have been doing a 1 second every day video, and what I'll do is I'll insert that at the end just so you can see all the little moments that I've managed to capture. So yeah, that's pretty much her 1 and 2 month update. There's probably stuff that I have forgotten, but to be honest, baby brain is still real and I can't remember like half things that are going on most of the time. All the weeks merge into one. I forget what day it is, what the date is. Like, it was my birthday a few weeks ago and people kept saying, oh, it's your birthday soon. Oh, is it? So yeah, that is just what mum life is like. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Like I said before, there's not going to be a schedule. I'm going to try and do a video every Wednesday, I think. Don't hold me to it though, because, you know, filming and editing with a baby is tough work, but I'm going to try and film a few videos while she is asleep. But again, with babies, they don't always sleep for as long as you need them to, and I actually don't have loads and loads of video ideas, which probably would help if I did. So if you've got anything that you would like to see, please let me know. We are going to try and do some vlog style bits and bobs, you know, days out, but I haven't quite mastered the vlogging whilst in public. I still get quite embarrassed. So thanks for watching and we will see you next time. Bye!
Aria, let go. You see a baby Aria? Oh! Proper chomping.